We have to wait for.
हाँ जी।
और किसने ज्वाइन किया सर? नहीं।
हाँ बस अभी आ रहे होंगे लोग सब। चलिए हम लोग शुरू करते हैं। गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू द सेकंड पार्ट of the third session on time management today. Time management is one of the most popular sessions of the Becoming a Trailblazing Leader program. And we will begin by recapping what we covered last time, and then we will take the journey forward today. Monica, would you like to share what you remember from our session last time? You can take a minute or two to review your notes and share with us. While we are waiting to hear from Monica, for those of you who will watch this recording, I wanted to share that from June we will be shifting our sessions to Sunday, which is what our original schedule was. For some reasons, we had to move our sessions to Thursday from the start of this year, but we will be reverting to Sunday. We'll be sharing a poll in the group about the time for the session on Sundays, whether it is 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., or 9 a.m. So we will share in the group. Please respond to that. And the next session on BTL will be on 14th of May. 21st May there will be no session as I am traveling, and then we will resume our session from 28th of May, and we will be sharing the schedule in the group anyway for you. Monica, you ready now?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So we had done time management, see how we have to use this resource very precisely and carefully. So how to manage the time? We have to try it in four Qs, right? Urgent, not urgent, important, non-important.
Very nice.
So yeah,
Anything
time is
else?
the most valuable thing in that how to use कि urgent में क्या है, crisis का जितना problem है, uh, जो बिना बताए आती हैं प्रॉब्लम्स, राइट, वो हमें अर्जेंटली उसी टाइम में अटेंड करनी है। और नॉन अर्जेंट वाला रहा रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग और न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज, लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग और पर्सनल ग्रोथ, जो रिक्रिएशन एक्टिविटीज जैसे हम करते हैं, लाइक माइंडफुल सेशंस, दीज आर नॉट अर्जेंट बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट
Hmm.
फॉर आवर पर्सनल ग्रोथ,
Very
right?
well
Like
said.
meditation,
Yeah.
like any physical exercises, whatever we do, recreation activities for our growth, any dancing, any singing. These are the core of any human being to handle the urgent issues in life in better way, which I would like to share that I had implemented this thing in my life, and from when I joined last year mindfulness, I grow immensely in this journey. This is the core of that thing, that I have to be positive and I have to be concentrate on non-urgent things, which help me to be improving myself uh, as an individual, to handle the urgent things and the interruptions, everything. And these are monotonous things which we do, household works, our personal daily works, bathing, brushing, right? These are the monotonous interruption, official emails, calls, whatever we do. These things take major part of the day.
Hmm.
How to handle it better? These are non-productive things, I would say.
Very nice. Thank you for
Monotonous
sharing.
and non-productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Monica. Rosina, Manoj, Dr. Rao, anything you would like to add? Did you get a chance to catch up on the recording? Anything you would like to add to what Monica shared? While we are waiting to hear from you, we will move on and uh, just to add to what Monica shared, time is the most valuable resource that we have. We don't tend to think of it in terms of it being valuable because we don't have to pay money for it. But assuming if we were to pay a lakh of rupees to buy every hour of the day, how would our decision on how we spend time would change? That is the exercise we started our session with, a kind of self audit on how we spend time and how that would change if we were to purchase every hour of the day. Then we discussed about this lovely quote from Lord of the Rings. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. And like we do a budgeting for our money, we should do a budgeting for our time also. And we discuss about the monthly activity schedule, and we have shared in the group a sample format. In case you haven't received, you can reach out to Vaishnavi and she will share the sample monthly activity schedule for you. You can print it or use it in an Excel format. We talked about the urgent and important, which is what Monica was referring to. All the important things are not urgent, but our attention gets hijacked by the urgent things, and that is why we don't spend time on what is important. And the quadrant 2 activities are the ones which are important, like relationship building, doing research for new opportunities, long term planning, preventive activities, personal growth, and recreation. As long as we are focused on Q2, we minimize Q1. Otherwise, Q1 and Q3 is mostly firefighting zone, and Q2 is where the preventive zone is. We talked about some classifications to test our understanding of what is Q2. We did some more exercises. Talked about how not focusing on health and just being focused on the what is urgent right now can create a massive gap in our health. Then we discussed about what is one thing that we are not doing in Q2 which could have a massive impact on our career, health, on relationships. And we discussed about another nomenclature for Q2, which is BBC, which is what my boss used to say, boring but crucial. And the point is that those who are successful don't necessarily like doing Q2 activities, but they make it a habit of doing those. Whereas those who are not so successful go after what they like doing, which may not necessarily set them up for success. So, what are your boring but crucial tasks, which is your Q2, that you have been putting away with? This is what we did last time. And the key to prioritize is not to prioritize the schedule, but to schedule your priorities. So in the monthly activity calendar, which looks like this, please, before a month starts now, like we are in the first week of May, plan out everything that is quadrant 2 that you would like to do in the month of May, and the remaining time should go towards other activities. And we will understand that by way of a very nice video, and let's look at that. This is a video by Dr. Stephen Covey. Watch this video and then we will have a brief discussion on it after that.
Your name is?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. You have a work life?
I do.
Family life as well? Children?
Not yet.
Not yet. What's the nature of your work assignment?
I direct an international firm.
An international firm. So you really are interfacing with all kinds of people in the firm and outside the firm.
That's right.
You want a rich personal life and a rich family life. Do you ever feel like you get bogged down in the thick of thin things?
Yes.
Well, that might be analogous to all these little small things tend to fill our life. And that just little by little, they just accumulate. Now, your job, you can't go above this, is to get all those large rocks in the jar. Good luck. What's that one called?
Q2, planning, preparation.
Right. Planning, preparation, prevention, and empowerment. Okay, the next rock she's putting in there is called relationships and family. You didn't look at that third rock you put in there. That's employment, some key employment issue, and then you put major projects here. I can't get it above there.
I haven't worked it yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's called service, community, church. Do you ever feel like this?
Yes.
How many feel like this? By moving the little things around, you might squeeze in one more of those big major things. It's almost. Wow. You know, if it doesn't fit, force it. Here's something that's called urgent and important. It's a quadrant 1 thing that is blindsiding you, that it's your biggest client, that if you don't get back to that client now, you've given up your vacation. And you have no special block of time just for yourself. I'll tell you what you can do if you want to.
Like that.
You can take a whole different approach. You have a totally fresh bowl. You can work out of a different paradigm altogether.
Well, then I'd rather put these in the bottom and then pour the little pebbles on top.
Employment,
Big opportunity.
big opportunity.
Important and urgent. Block of time. Those young children keep looking at me. Glad my husband's not here. No, I dump these in there.
Okay? That's great.
What did you see in the video? Who would like to share your observations from this video? Your learnings, your observations. Manoj, Dr. Rao, Jomi, Rosina, Monica.
तो उसने बड़ी चीजों को पहले, जैसे जो हम पहले बात कर रहे थे कि अनइम्पोर्टेंट चीजों के साथ हमने अपने को फिल किया हुआ है, तो कुछ भी बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारे पास आती है तो हमारे हम पहले ही ऑक्यूपाइड है, तो कैसे उसको
वेरी
ले।
नाइस। और देखा, आपने देखा क्या? पहले डिस्क्राइब करिए, फिर आपका इंटरप्रिटेशन दे दीजिए।
कि उसने पहले ही इतने स्मॉल स्मॉल से जो भर लिया, तो जब कुछ बड़ा चीज, प्रोजेक्ट, बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी, जो जो चीज हम फ्यूचर में खुद के लिए डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए हमारे पास टाइम ही नहीं बचता। हमने सोचा कुछ बड़ा हुआ है फ्यूचर में, आफ्टर 2 ईयर, 5 ईयर, 10 ईयर, पर हमारा जो आज का टाइम है, उस टाइम में उस चीजों के लिए हम टाइम स्पेंड ही नहीं कर रहे जो बिल्टअप हम करना चाह रहे हैं।
ब्यूटीफुल, ब्यूटीफुल।
बिकॉज हम बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजों में फंसा हुआ है, हमारा ध्यान मेंटली और फिजिकली हम ड्रेन आउट हैं ऑलरेडी, बहुत स्मॉल चीजों में, डे टू डे लाइफ में।
Yeah.
तो हमें करना ऑपोजिट क्या है कि हमने जो गोल रखा है, जैसे एज एन फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर हम कहते हैं कि शॉर्ट टर्म, मीडियम टर्म एंड लॉन्ग टर्म। तो हम लोगों को उसको उस टर्म के हिसाब से अपने टाइम को डिवाइड करना है और अपनी एनर्जी को। तो इसीलिए उसने फिर दोबारा उसको दिया बाउल कि आप इसमें डालिए, अब इसमें आप वो छोटे छोटे काम डालिए।
Yeah.
तो वो छोटे काम तो बहुत कम टाइम लेते हैं, पर हमने पहले उनको बड़े बाउल में डाल रखा था। दैट वाज माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग।
Very nice. Gaurav, you just missed a very beautiful video. We will share it in the group also for you to see, or you can watch the recording later. What this says is most of the times we get caught up in Q1 and Q3 so much that we don't have time for Q2. But very beautifully, Dr. Stephen Covey demonstrated that by putting Q2 first, everything that is important but non urgent, we are able to even fit in what is in Q1 and Q3. I think that's a brilliant demonstration, and that way we create space for everything that is dear to us, that is valuable to us, because that is what Q2 is about. And it also shows us that the time that we can create for Q2 is by reducing the time for Q4. So we discussed earlier what are some of the Q4 activities. You can reflect on your Q4 activities like Instagram scrolling, YouTube scrolling, Snapchat, YouTube on autoplay, Netflix binge watching, whatever else is your Q4. So, what is one Q4 activity that you will do less of or stop doing? And what is one Q2 activity that you will add? So, please reflect on your Q4 activities, which one you're going to reduce. And so, take about 2 minutes or so, and then we will be happy to hear from you. What is the Q4 that you are reducing, and what is the Q2 that you are adding? How are you creating time? Because we all have 24 hours in a day and we all are busy. But what matters is what is it that we are busy with? Are we busy with Q1, Q2, Q3, or Q4? And the way to create space for Q2 is by reducing the time we spend in Q4. So there is a survey which is done which says that people today are spending about 1,000 hours every year in doing Q4 activities, and 1,000 hours every year is like 100 days of productive work. If you assume 10-hour work day, it is 100 days of productive work, and 100 days is like more than 3 months. So a quarter of our productive time we are just losing on Q4 activities, which are pleasurable, which are escapist, which provide us with immediate relief, but don't help us get to the goals that we want. So please reflect on what is one Q4 that you would like to drop or do less of, and what is one Q2 that you will replace that release time with, or fill that release time with. I would also like to share that these sessions are not like pravachan. So please keep your cameras on, and only if you are in a position to participate actively in these sessions, please join. Otherwise, feel free to drop. You can watch the recording later. If you are in the session live, please keep your camera on and participate actively in the activities and share your responses. Thank you, Dr. Rao. Hello, Somesh. Hello, Shubham. Anybody would like to share what is it that has come up for them? What is one Q4 they are going to do less of? Or if you have any question around this activity, please. All right, all right, all right. If you have any question around this, please feel free to ask. Anybody would like to share?
Sir, I had implemented
Hmm.
to controlled on the social media scrolling.
Very nice. And what are you? How are you
Mindful.
doing it actually, Monica? How are you controlling?
एक तो मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी शेयर किया था कि नाउ आई मेक प्रिसाइजली लिस्ट। मैं पहले बहुत सालों से लिस्ट बनाती हूँ डे प्लानिंग का। दैट इज माय हैबिट फ्रॉम लॉन्ग टाइम, फ्रॉम आई थिंक 10-15 years। तो उसमें अभी मैंने और प्रिसाइजली ऐड किया है कि
Hmm.
आई ऑलवेज चेकिंग आफ्टर 2 hours कि मैंने जो टास्किंग मॉर्निंग आफ्टरनून और इवनिंग का
Okay,
रखा था
okay.
उसको मैंने, क्योंकि क्या हो जाता है आप कई बार क्या हो जाता है काम के लिए भी, ऑफिशियल काम के लिए भी आपने इंस्टाग्राम कुछ चेक करने के लिए खुला या ईमेल के लिए, तो फोन ऐसी चीज है, वो इंस्टाग्राम सामने ही है और
Hmm.
फिर यूट्यूब तो है। अभी भी प्रॉब्लम है, आई एम वर्किंग ऑन इट। पूरा इम्प्रूव नहीं हुआ बट आई एम ऑन द इम्प्रूवमेंट। और
Very nice.
नेटफ्लिक्स का मैंने इम्प्लीमेंटेड किया है कि मुझे वीक में एक मूवी देखना है। मैं फ्रॉम लास्ट 3-4 months आई
Okay,
वॉच हॉलीवुड मूवी विच
very
इज
nice.
अबाउट 1.5 hour and 2 hour।
So what I
तो
hear you say is आप अपनी टू डू चेकलिस्ट रेगुलरली विजिट करती हैं so that you are motivated to finish what you set out to do and you're not distracted by social media and you have cut down on your Netflix watching time. Correct?
हाँ, नेटफ्लिक्स को तो मैंने फ्रेम कर रखा है, लॉक कर दिया है
Ah,
कि मुझे एक एक या दो मूवी जो भी जितना मेरे पास वीक में 7 days में टाइम रहता है और एनी डे,
very nice.
बिकॉज आई एम वर्किंग एज फ्रीलांसर तो मुझे सुबह अर्ली ऑफिस का टाइमिंग्स का कुछ नहीं है, तो वो संडे भी सैटरडे भी हो सकता है। आई वॉच 1 or 2 हॉलीवुड मूवीज दैट इज अबाउट 1.5 hour or 2 hours।
Very
तो
nice.
फिर
Very
उससे
nice.
मुझे थोड़ा रिलैक्सेशन भी, मेंटल रिलैक्सेशन तो रहता है पर बिंज वॉचिंग भी नहीं होता।
Okay. Uh, Somesh, were you sharing something?
No, 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 no. I was
Okay.
just thinking whether I should ask this question or not.
Hmm. Yes, please.
The thing is that I don't have any much of Q4 activity. I don't waste much of time, but I spend a lot of time on thinking, overthinking. So I was
Hmm.
just thinking in which quadrant it will fall, in which quadrant it will fall, and how do I stop this thinking? Because I'm not much into social media. I'm not much into movies and all these things.
Yeah.
So you can say my life is a little boring,
Yeah.
but I can't help it.
Yeah, yeah, no, no.
So I
Thank you
was
for
just
sharing
thinking,
that, Somesh. So Q4 is
yes,
while we talk about social media, it is non-urgent and non-important. You know those activities. So overthinking would fall
yeah,
as a
but
part of Q4 only, and using
okay,
the mindfulness practices about 1 minute breathing or 10 minute breathing that
mm,
we have done multiple times together, you can
yes,
use them to manage your thoughts overthinking, and that will be very
mm,
helpful. Even belly breathing is an excellent tool to take care of overthinking.
yes,
All right.
thank you.
uh, Now we will move on, and there's a beautiful quote from Jonathan Estrin: "The way we spend our time defines who we are." And last time we defined how we spend our time, and now you have another way of spending your time, which is as per your monthly activity schedule. So please mark out what percentage of your time is going in quadrant 1, what percentage of your time is going in quadrant 2, 3 and 4. Please mark out, take 3 minutes to mark out your time that is going in quadrant 1, 2, 3 and 4. It need not be perfect, an approximation will do, but how much time is going in which quadrant? If you have any clarity you need on the question or how it is to be calculated, please feel free to ask. You can revisit your activities for last 1 week or the exercise we did at the start of the session where you calculated how much time you spend in each activity. You could use that or use the updated MAS that you have made. Anyone who's ready with the percentage can share in the chat or unmute and speak.
My 20% of time is going towards Q1. I'm
Just
talking
type in the
about.
chat Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4.
Okay.
What percentage of time is going in each?
Okay.
Q1 30%. You can type, in one go the 4 percentages. We will know which one is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. An approximation will do. We are not looking at precision at this point of time. Please share your percentages in the chat. Q2 30, keep so much 20, 30, 20, 35, 25. Monica, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now I would, while you are calculating, thank you, Rosina, thank you. While you are calculating this, also, or those who have calculated, please think of the most successful people or few successful people in your life and reflect on how much time they are spending in Q2. So suppose if you're working, you may have a boss or a CEO, or if you are in a business, you may have other successful 30, 20, 35, 15. Thank you. How much are the successful people you know? How much percentage time as per you they are spending in Q2? Shubham sir, haven't seen your computation. Any rough estimate? Of course, it's not a. How would you know except an estimate? So आपका कोई बहुत सक्सेसफुल फाइनेंशियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है 40%. Okay, cannot be. Yeah, but Q2, how much in Q2? How much percentage is your boss spending in Q2? Shubham sir, thank you. Okay.
What about the cases where we don't have any boss? We are our own boss.
So if you can look at your other successful real estate agents and look at how much time, yeah, 45%. So 40%, 45%, these are the answers we are getting. Now, people go to astrologers and they go to palmists to find out what their future is going to be. But if you show me this percentage allocation, I can predict your future. So all successful people, or most of the successful people, spend upwards of 50% in Q2. Okay. I have seen many successful corporate leaders and otherwise also spending a lot of time in Q2. And just to revisit the Q2 activities, it includes preventive activities. So whether you're making processes, SOPs, or preventive could also include working on your health. Q2 involves relationship building. Q2 involves planning. Q2 involves recreation. So many activities. So that is where most of their time goes. So if you are less than 50% in Q2, figure out a way in which you can move over a period of time to 50% Q2, 50% or more. So many leaders spend even up to 70%. So research shows that successful leaders spend 50 to 70% of their time in Q2. And the more time you spend in Q2, the less you need to spend in Q1 and Q3. And coming to the strategy for time management, what is Q4, which is not urgent, not important, drop it. Or if you can't instantly drop it, at least reduce it. What is Q3, which is not important but urgent? You can delegate to somebody if you can. And if you don't have anybody to delegate it to, figure out, train somebody to whom you can delegate. Quadrant 1, which is urgent and important. So example could be a client call or some tender you need to submit. Do it now. Okay. And quadrant 2, not urgent but important. Schedule it in your monthly activity schedule. So this is the strategy for time management. Now coming to the last part of the session on how to actually go about, or some thoughts and perspective on the few very important Q2 activities. And I would like to begin this section with this quote of Brian Tracy, that biggest waste of time is to spend years accomplishing something that you could have achieved only in few months. And the best way to do that is by setting goals. So once we have goals about what we're going to do, then every lot of things start falling in place. While we do a 4-week goal setting program towards the end of towards the end of the year in November, December. For now, what I would like to share with you is a very powerful practice, very simple but very powerful practice. Set 3 goals for the day. 3 most important things that you need to do in a day, जो आप टालते जाते हो, नॉर्मली आप करते नहीं हो, इम्पॉर्टेंट है, पोस्टपोन कर देते हो आप. ऐसी हर रोज 3 चीजें क्या हैं जो आप करोगे. Then what are the 3 most important things for the week that you're going to do? What are the 3 most important things that you're going to do in the month of May? And so on. But these 3 are the most important. 3 most important things for the day, for the week, for the month. Set these goals and work towards it. This sounds very simple, but it is highly, highly effective. When I started goal setting, I think this was early 2020 when the COVID was there, and my teacher, I was learning it from Thaddeus Lawrence, and we had this review around 6th, 7th of January, and he said something which has stayed with me ever since. He said, 2% of the year has gone. I never used to look at weeks in terms of 2%, but look at every week represents 2%. So if we are done with 4 weeks, about 8 to 10% of 5 weeks, 8 to 10% of the year is gone. So this is my personal learning, that when it comes to time management, goal setting, a week is a very important unit. So set your daily goals, set your weekly goals, and take out time every week in your monthly activity schedule. You should have at least 20 minutes every week to review what your daily goals were, what were your weekly goals were, and what in the past and in the coming week. This is a very important exercise for managing time, for managing goals, for being effective. Otherwise, we can keep busy but throughout the day but not be productive. The other very important thing to do is to build relationships, and this is a lovely quote which I like. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Take time to invest in your relationships, whether they are at workplace, at your business, at your home. It is very, very important. There have been times in my life where I have taken on new assignments, and in my rush to get things done, I just pushed my way through, and it kind of came back to bite me later. So even at the cost of not getting things done, don't take me wrong, but it is very important to invest in relationships. And one of the simplest ways to build relationships is do deposits in their emotional bank account. We all understand savings bank account, right? Like that, where when in the savings bank account we deposit something, I want to, suppose I have deposited 1 lakh, I want to withdraw 1 lakh, I can do it. बट अगर मैंने 1 लाख रुपए जमा किया है और 1,01,000 रुपए लेने जाऊंगा तो वो बाउंस हो जाएगा. ऐसे ही जब आप किसी के when you make an emotional deposit, and that emotional deposit is what? Keeping promises, being kind to somebody, being courteous, clarifying expectations, apologizing in case you have made mistakes, take feedback. When you do this, you make a deposit in their bank account, and then कोई ज़रूरत पड़ेगी आपको तो आप उधर से ले सकते हो. Another very important thing in making a deposit is जो उस बंदे को या बंदी को चीज़ अच्छी लगती हो वो करें. आपके हिसाब से कोई अच्छा लगता है. कई बार लोग आके बोलते हैं मैंने उसके लिए इतना किया बट फिर भी वो उसको खुश नहीं होता या खुश नहीं होती. मैं देन आई आस्क्ड देम कि उसको वो चाहिए था क्या, तो वो बोलते नहीं वो तो मुझे मालूम नहीं. आप अपने मन से कर रहे हो, उसके से पूछ नहीं रहे हो. तो इमोशनल बैंक अकाउंट डिपॉजिट तब होता है जब आप वो चीज़ कर रहे हो जो दूसरे को पसंद है. In terms of bank account, think that it is a rupee denominated account. अभी रुपी डिनोमिनेटेड अकाउंट में मैं डॉलर भी जाके जमा करूँगा ना, चाहे कितनी पावरफुल करेंसी होगी, बैंकर बोलेगा भाई ये तो नहीं चलेगी, हम नहीं ले सकते, तो कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं होगा मेरे को डॉलर लेके जाने का. तो मेरे को वही करेंसी मतलब उस बंदे या बंदी को जो चीज़ पसंद है वो ही करूँ तो ही डिपॉजिट माना जाता है. So take some time out to understand what that person likes and do those things, and that is this could be a random act of kindness. And another question which people ask me, Ashish, is this not manipulation? नहीं भाई, ये manipulation नहीं है. This is an act of kindness, courtesy that you're doing, and you are doing this any point of time in the day or in the month. आप ये सोच के नहीं कर रहे हो कि इसका कुछ फ़ायदा मिलेगा मेरे को. अगर आप वो प्लानिंग से कर रहे हो तो मैनिपुलेशन होता है, बट दिस इमोशनल बैंक अकाउंट डिपॉजिट इज़ नॉट that. I'll give you one small example, and just to illustrate, and you can relate this to your own life. Like I like to have water kept on the dining table. मतलब मैं कभी भी घर में आ रहा हूँ जा रहा हूँ, डाइनिंग टेबल पे पानी भरा हुआ होना चाहिए. ये मेरे को जग में, ये मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट है, ये मेरे को अच्छा लगता है. अगर मेरी वाइफ ने या मेरी डॉटर्स ने वो भर के नहीं रखा तो वो मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा विड्रॉल है. चाहे वो मेरी दिन भर मेरी वाइफ बोलती रहे मैं आपसे बहुत प्यार करती हूँ, बहुत प्यार करती हूँ, आई लव यू, आई लव यू, आई लव यू, बट इफ द वाटर इज नॉट केप्ट ऑन द टेबल और इफ द स्पून्स आर नॉट केप्ट इन द टेबल, दैट्स अ ह्यूज विड्रॉल. So this is just to illustrate, you need to be sensitive to people, what people like and what people dislike. अगर आप ये sensitive नहीं है कि what people dislike, तो आप वो चीज़ें करते रहेंगे, and then then there will something will happen someday. It could mean how you dress. You could like today the how people dress at work is different people dress differently, and if your boss doesn't like the way you are dressing, then you are up for trouble. Even if he doesn't say it, some point of time it will come up. I'll pause here to see if you have any questions or comments on what we have discussed so far on application of Q2 in goal setting and in emotional bank accounts. Thank you for that, Monica.
सर ये वाला एक एक्सपीरियंस आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर. जो आपने पॉइंट, बहुत वैलिड पॉइंट रेज किया कि हम किसी के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं पर उसको तो वो कई बार पसंद ही नहीं होता. हम अपनी चॉइस. ये 2 साल पहले मेरे कुछ क्लोज रिलेशनशिप में हस्बैंड वाइफ में इस बात पे झगड़ा हो गया. दे केम अप टू मी कि मैंने बोला झगड़ा किस बात का, तो ये वाला पॉइंट निकल के आया बात दोनों से अलग अलग बात करने से. वाइफ कह रही है मैं इसके लिए कर रही हूँ, और हस्बैंड कह रहा है मुझे तो इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट ही जो ये कर रही है, मुझे तो उल्टा बर्डन लगता रहता है. मेरे को जरूरत ही नहीं है जो ये वो कह रही है. मैं तो इनकी हेल्प कर रही हूँ, मैं इनको प्यार करती हूँ और मैं मतलब हेल्प करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ इन एनी सिचुएशन. मुझे नहीं पता था इतना वैलिड पॉइंट है. आज आई रियलाइज्ड वो कोरिलेट हुआ कि उसको पसंद ही नहीं है सामने वाले को.
This is very important. There is yes, Dr. Rao, what's your question? It applies at workplace also.
This one, and I have found it. I was doing it. Now this word I came to know only now.
Yes.
It's the emotional bank account. But right. I was practicing it in my workplace because of my own passion of doing the work. And this has come out to be as a negative trait in me with my seniors, my colleagues. And they say, no, you do only that work in a good way. The rest of the work, even however complex work we come to do in other places, I do it as a mechanical and a routine thing. But when dealing with the people that too marginalized people, I go in really beyond the medical science and get into the most of the emotionals. Now I think I'm doing it right and I'm making a good balance account.
So now, Dr. Rao, from what you have shared, you need to pay more attention to what they value, which is which is what you're doing mechanically, to have balance in your emotional bank account situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Rao. So this is very important. There's one more example which I read about, where one Italian lady and one American guy got married, and so they used to have bread for breakfast, and जो वाइफ थी वो जो ब्रेड का सबसे मोटा वाला पीस होता है वो उसको खाने के लिए देती थी हस्बैंड को. वो प्यार बहुत करते थे और वो उसको, and this guy was really getting pissed off with that. कि यार ये सबसे मोटा, क्योंकि हमारे घर में भी सबसे मोटा वाला हम फेंक देते हैं, चिड़िया को डाल देते हैं, सर्व नहीं करते, सैंडविच नहीं बनाते या उसको सर्व नहीं करते, राइट। ऐसा बहुत समय तक चलता रहा, और एक दिन उनकी बहुत ज़्यादा लड़ाई हो जाती है। And then, he says, why do you give me this, thick piece, which is normally what we throw away? And she says, in Italy, that thick piece is considered to be a delicacy, and it is served to the most important member of the house. You know, so sometimes what you are doing out of a good intention can be considered as not making a deposit. वो withdrawal हो गया. She was thinking deposit and he was thinking withdrawal. So it is very important to clarify expectations and understand the cultural sensitivity when you are doing this, emotional bank account. So please identify your key stakeholders, at workplace, in family, understand what they like and do that for them, and keep doing these deposits, and then you will have a very fulfilling life. And this is important for time management. You may be wondering why we are doing in the context of time management. When it comes to a crunch, then these deposits that you have made, the people will come out and stand up for you. आपको कहीं urgently जाना पड़ा and your family members are alone, then you can ask your neighbor to come and take care of your daughter or son, or some family member. At workplace, if you have invested in relationships and there is some work you need to do, people will lean in for you and they will support you. So this is a strategy for time management, emotional bank account, investing in relationships. So when you are in a crunch situation, people come and support you.
Ashish, I have a question here.
Yes, Somesh.
We are talking here of emotional deposits, right? Just like a savings account.
Correct.
Now, is there any situation, or is it possible that there is depletion in this account also, without
There
you
is?
withdrawing? Depletion.
Yeah.
This account without you withdrawing anything from it. I
Could you
mean, what I want to say is that if you do something good, then definitely there is going to be more balance in that account. But is there any situation wherein this deposit or the balance or may go down also without you doing it anything?
Yeah, like the bread case that we discussed, Somesh,
Okay.
they have love, so there is some bank account there.
Yes.
And she is doing this activity thinking that it's a deposit, but for that person, it is a withdrawal. So some
Okay.
unintentional activities can withdraw, over a period of time.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Or
Got it.
like the
So the same
sorry, Monica, like the case
नहीं
study
नहीं
we
अपन
did on values, where the husband decides not to take the family for movie but decides to go for the work, right? So there is it could be a withdrawal for the family, because the kids will say, kids, papa, this was our holiday, this was our time, we were supposed to go out, and then you are going and working, so it could be a withdrawal for the kids, even though the father does not intend it for the children, but unintentionally it could be a withdrawal for kids कि पापा you never keep the promise, आप हमारा ध्यान रखते नहीं हो, आप हमेशा काम के लिए पीछे भागते हो.
So for one person, it could be a deposit, but for the other person, it could be a withdrawal or it could be a depletion of that deposit also, right?
So it's very contextual, Sumesh, and that's where the understanding needs to come in. It's
Right.
not one size fits all. It's not a blanket thing, you know. Yes,
so
Monica.
this point happens in parenting. It's very very crucial point in parenting also, especially being an Indian parent. I experience and notice with myself and the surrounding parents, other parents also, कि अगर बच्चे को मेरा मन है, मैंने 100 रुपीज का एक गिफ्ट लिया, पर शायद बच्चे का रिक्वायरमेंट 10 रुपीज पे ही था हैप्पीनेस. ये मैंने बहुत आई ऑल्सो लर्न इट वेरी हार्ड वे
हाँ.
कि समटाइम्स आपका इमोशनल डिपॉजिट ये होता है कि जो वो कह रहा है वो कर दो.
हाँ.
इट डजंट मैटर कि वो चीज बड़ी है जो छोटी है, वो मैटर नहीं कर रहा था. जो
Correct.
बच्चे को हैप्पीनेस दे रही है वो कर दो उस टाइम पे, चाहे वो टाइम है, पैसा है, कहीं उसको लेके जाना है या उसके साथ खेलना है,
Correct.
जो भी
Correct.
वट
Correct.
एक्टिविटी दे वांट.
हाँ
पर
हाँ हाँ
एज एन इंडियन पेरेंट हम अपने हिसाब से, मेंटेलिटी हमारी इतनी हार्ड वर्न होती है कि हम सोचते हैं हम सबसे बेस्ट सोच रहे हैं और हम सबसे अच्छा कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं तो पेरेंट हूँ, मैं बच्चे का बुरा नहीं चाहता। पर ये वाला पॉइंट बहुत, आई थिंक आई कैन से 1000 times इट इज इम्प्लीमेंटिंग ऑन द पेरेंटिंग वेरी डीपली।
यस, मेरी बियॉन्ड लिमिट्स की बुक में देर इज अ स्टोरी ऑल्सो, द ट्रेन जर्नी, एंड दैट टॉक्स अबाउट दिस ऑल्सो. Right, next thing we come to is production and production capability. Now, production is something that is today, current time, and production capability is what will, the capability to produce more in the future. We can understand this by way of that duck story, जो सोने का अंडा देती थी मुर्गी. uh, तो रोज एक अंडा देती थी, तो फार्मर को लगा मैं इसको काट दूंगा तो सारे अंडे एक साथ मिल जाएंगे. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स वी टर्न ग्रीडी एंड वी burn the candle at both the ends. But what is important is that we invest in our own well-being, in our exercising, in learning, in the Q2 activities, so that our ability to produce keeps going up in the future. So that is why a lot of leaders invest more than half of their time in production capability, which is Q2, so that the production in future goes up. So it is about having a long-term view rather than a short-term view, which is today's production versus tomorrow's production capability. That is the effort. And we are going to talk more about this in our session on sharpening the X, so that point will become more clear. And this is a very powerful activity when it comes to time management. And this quote from Mahatma Gandhi is gold. One man cannot do right in one department of life while he is occupied doing wrong in any other department. Life is one indivisible whole. What this means is, all those examples that we saw in the values exercise, कि CEO जिसके पास 100 करोड़ का घर है, बट उस घर में रहने के लिए कोई नहीं है क्योंकि उसकी वाइफ डिवोर्स करके चली गई, राइट. एंड देयर आर सो मेनी एग्जांपल्स. तो अगर आप एक एरिया में क्रैक कर दिया आपने, बट दूसरे एरिया में आप फिसड्डी हो गए, तो आप जीरो हो गए. इट इज़ 1 and 0 गेम. अगर मान लीजिए आप कैरियर बहुत अच्छा है बट हेल्थ आपकी बेकार हो गई, जैसे राकेश झुंझुनवाला का किसी ने एग्जाम्पल दिया था आई थिंक हमारे सेशन में, कि ही डाइड अवे, आई थिंक सोमेश ने ही दिया था.
Yes.
Yes, so from 5,000 rupees to 30,000 crores, but हेल्थ का वो नहीं किया ध्यान, तो डेथ जल्दी हो गई. तो आपने किसी एक एलिमेंट पे पूरा ध्यान किया और बहुत एक्सेलेंट हो गए, बट दूसरा एरिया आपने अगर ज़ीरो कर दिया तो आपका सक्सेस ज़ीरो है. तो ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए. और जब आप अपनी वीकली प्लानिंग कर रहे हो, तो उसमें आप थोड़ा सा समय अपने बच्चों के साथ, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ, अपनी स्पाउस के साथ, अपना पैसा मैनेज करने के लिए, अपनी रीडिंग करने के लिए, अपने रिक्रिएशन के लिए, हर चीज़ के लिए आपके एक हफ्ते के अंदर, मैं ये नहीं कहता कि रोज के रोज होना चाहिए, बट एटलीस्ट इन ए वीक यू शुड हैव सम टाइम. आई एम नॉट इवन सेइंग स्पेंड लाइक 1 day ईच, बट 1 hour, half an hour, something you must have for different areas of your life. This is extremely important when it comes to time management. Anybody would like to share, comment, question on this? Okay. Otherwise, we'll move on. And when it comes to weekly review, you can take a screenshot of this, or you can, when we share the recording, you can watch this. That 20-minute weekly review, it could be 30 minutes or longer also, but in a 20-minute review, look at what did I achieve. And, sometimes you may be surprised with what all have you achieved. Because we tend to underrate ourselves, we tend to underrate our achievement also. So when you go back and look at the week, you'll realize, अरे इतना सारा काम किया मैंने वीक में, इतनी सारी मीटिंग्स की, इतने सारे प्रपोजल भेजे, इतना सारा ये किया. So look at what did I achieve, small and big, whatever. Achievement का ये मतलब नहीं होता कि नोबेल प्राइज मिला तभी अचीवमेंट करोगे आप. Whatever you think is important and significant for you is achievement. What distracted you, what took you away from your goals. अगर आपने फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करने के लिए एक गोल रखा था, तो आप why could you not do it, या कुछ और आपको किसी प्रोस्पेक्ट से मिलना था, आपने क्यों नहीं किया. What Q2 activity did you complete? What Q4 activity did you reduce? What will the schedule of the next week look like? This is a very simple framework for your weekly reviews. And we'll finish with this activity. Take 5 minutes and reflect on where you will be 5 years from now. This is, let's say, 2030. So you have, say, decided to do 1 hour less of Q4 daily. Okay. Now 1 hour less of Q4 daily is like 1,000 hours over 4 or 5 years, more than 1,000 hours, which is like 100 days. उसमें आपने क्या पढ़ा, क्या सीखा. Did you learn about managing money? Did you learn about earning money? Did you learn about sales? What did you learn? So, basis what we have learned in this time management workshop, will you exercise more? Will you have better health? Will you have better relationships? Will you network more? One of the very successful businessmen I met, he says for last so many years, हर हफ्ते मैं एक इंटरेस्टिंग बंदे के साथ लंच करता हूँ. तो वो उनकी नेटवर्किंग हो गई, लर्निंग हो गई, क्योंकि आप किसी नॉट फ्रॉम डायरेक्ट हिज फील्ड, एनी वन सक्सेसफुल इन हिज ही कैन हैव मीटिंग विद. सो कोई ऐसा है क्या, आप अपने ऑफिस में किसी ऐसे बंदे से आप जाके लंच कर सकते हो जिससे आप नॉर्मली मिलते नहीं हो, और कोई कस्टमर है या फैमिली के साथ, what is that Q2 that you will start doing. Imagine you have over the next 20, 30, 2, 3, 5 years, you have 200 such meetings. 200 लोगों के साथ आपने लंच किया, कितनी नई चीज़ें सीखने मिलेंगी, कितनी नई अपॉर्चुनिटीज उससे निकल के आएंगी. So what is it that this time management change that you're going to do, and what's the impact you see that making in your life in next 5 years. Okay, so maybe you decide that I will make one new prospect call every day. तो रोजाना suppose you decide हर रोज मैं एक नए prospect को reach out करूँगी, नया हो पुराना हो, but one prospect I'll do. So that will be like 1,500 2,000 prospects in next 4-5 years. So if you meet 2,000 new prospects, what impact it will have on your income, and those clients, then more referrals, what is the impact it will have. So what is it that you will start doing, having gone through this session, 2 sessions on time management? What will you do differently, and what impact it will have on your life? So think about that and then share with us. 2 more minutes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Yes, Rosina.
Yeah, I just wanted to share. I got confused between Q2 and Q4, where I've seen, like, for the past 1 to 1.5 months, uh, my there's a shift in me. Like, earlier, there was a lot of I was not clear what I need to do, what needs to be done. But now everything is falling in place, and the practice, and I'm getting cases. I've started doing healing services and everything. So I'm really surprised. People who are like people who lost touch in for the past.
We're not able to hear you, Rosina.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what is happening with me right now. So majority of my time is going in practice, and the only thing which I'm like not able to achieve is my morning walks. That's where, and journaling. These two
Okay.
things are like, I'm targeting that, and that's what it is happening. So the way you said that, how are you target? So I've started working on that, and with my approach towards counseling, I'm addressing myself as a counselor, as a therapist, and that's the way I'm attracting clients towards me,
Very nice.
and that's helping me out to convert them to a healing client.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that, Rosina.
Thank you so much.
So one more thing I would like to share with you, which is related to Q4, Q2, and production capability, is that don't spend too balance production capability and production. कहीं आप इतना capability मत develop करने चले जाओ कि आपका production नहीं हो रहा, and then everything will become in question. So production capability, which is Q2, and production, which is results today or in this month, need to be balanced. Always balance Q2 and results, otherwise it can potentially create problem for you in the short term, not in the long term, but in the short term, possibly in the long term also. So while Q2 sounds very good and we have been talking a lot about Q2, balance your Q2 with your results. Anybody is ready? Anything? Any new insight that came up for them, like Rosina shared? She is now clear with what she wants, and that clarity is helping her attract more clients. So what is your future self going to? Yes, Dr. Ram.
Can I share something from my life? In
Yes,
my high
please.
school, we had one of my classmates. He is a brilliant chap, topper, and he's so brilliant. He did not get into the medical course after intermediate for 5 years. He did BSc, joined MSc, then he went to pharmacy. Now he's a great scientist in US. That's a different issue. Huh?
Hmm.
This when we say production capabilities, he has learned the subject so much, and his application it in the exam has gone haywire.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Dr. Rao. That is why we need to be very clear about. So results are very important. So we need to balance production capability and production both. We can't go, even if we are focused only on marks but not on studying, that also creates problem. But if you are only focused on studying, not creating mark, not getting marks, that also is a problem, right? In the long term, like you rightly said, it may balance out, but we need to balance on a more regular basis. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Rao. So we have done this, and identify your time robbers. And now I will request you to take 3 minutes time to reflect on the entire time management session that we have done, and then I'll invite you to share your takeaways. So, what have been your key takeaways from the session? Please review your notes. And some of the things that we discussed is urgent is often somebody else's priority. So are we living our goals, our life according to our goals and our what we value, what is important for us, or according to somebody else? If it is not scheduled, it is unlikely to happen. Busy is not equal to being productive, and your calendar reveals your future. Anybody shows me their MAS, I can tell you where you're going to be headed. So some of the key takeaways from the session today, and the last week: time is the most valuable resource we have. Busyness is not effectiveness. So every time when people tell me I am so busy, I actually don't. I actually pity them because I know they are not planning properly, and that is why they are so busy. Urgent and important are not the same. Quadrant 2 is the leadership zone. What is not scheduled is not protected. Time robbers operate with permission. We allow people, or we waste time. Discipline meets motivation. Time management is self leadership. Small conscious changes create exponential results. So now we will invite you to share. Who would like to go first? Please raise your hand. Yes, Dr. Rai.
Whatever in the past, time is mostly is in continuation with the philosophy. क्या होता है वो होता है, हमारे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है. So we just leave it as a philosophy. Now with these sessions, uh, applying the time-tested scientific methods, you have given so many methods how to, even that Q1, 2, 3, 4, this Eisenhower's chart and lot of other methods which you have given. When we plot it, it becomes a science. And science is one which can be replicated by anyone, whether it's brilliant or dull is not a difference. So this is one new thing which I've learned. Time can be managed from a scientific point of view
Thank
by
you.
everyone and anyone.
Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Ram. Very powerful. Whom would you like to invite next to speak?
Yes, Monica ji.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर राव. या सर, ये मेन तो अभी लास्ट में की फ्रेजेस में विच आई लर्न द Q2 is the leadership zone. It's the most important thing which I am observing from so many years. जितना भी कोई अपनी फील्ड में सक्सेसफुल है, उतना कूल काम है, इमोशनली स्टेबल है, और उसके पास हमेशा टाइम रहता है सब कामों के लिए. ये मुझे आज क्लैरिटी हुई है ये सेशंस के बाद.
थैंक यू. थैंक यू.
मिस्टर राव ने, जैसे डॉक्टर राव कह रहे हैं कि एक साइंटिफिक वे आपने बताया, तो मुझे आज बिल्कुल थॉट प्रोसेस मेरा क्लियर हो गया है. मतलब जितना कम कोई पैसा कमा रहा है, जितना कोई कम फिट है एनी फील्ड, मतलब वो उतना ज्यादा बिजी है. मुझे भी सरप्राइज रहता था कि हाउ यू आर बिजी, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. और जितना ऊपर सक्सेस पे जा रहे हैं, लोग कहते हैं हमारे पास टाइम ही टाइम है. दे आर एंजॉयिंग द लाइफ, दे आर फिटेस्ट एट देयर, वो 50-60s में भी इतने फिट हैं. In my family discussions we keep on discussing this one major point कि जो भी पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स हैं वर्ल्ड वाइड, सब 70+ पे इतने फिट होके कैसे काम करते रहते हैं, और वो पूरे वर्ल्ड को चला रहे हैं, डिसीजंस बना रहे हैं, पॉलिसीज ले रहे हैं. तो हमारे घर में जो सीनियर सिटीजन हैं वो 70 पे कह देते हैं कि हमारा तो हो गया, हमने तो लाइफ जी ली, हम तो बेसिक भी काम करेंगे नहीं, बस हमारा तो, हम तो नॉर्थ में तो दाल फुल्का खाया और सोना है. तो these discussions going on family chit chats कि आप सोचिए कि जितने भी इन वर्ल्ड वाइड लीडर्स इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया, जितना एज्ड पॉलिटिशियन उतना एक्टिव और उतना हायर पोस्ट पे, प्रेसिडेंट, प्राइम मिनिस्टर. तो हम क्या गलत कर रहे हैं? हम कुछ तो गलत कर रहे हैं लाइफ में. अभी रशिया के पुतिन को देखिए आप, ही द फिटेस्ट मैन. फिटनेस मैन में उसको देख के, मैं जब भी देखती हूँ मुझे जेलसी, गुस्सा सब आता रहता है उसको देख देख के. वो पता नहीं पीछे कुछ न्यूज आ रहा था कि कुछ लास्ट ईयर, आई थिंक 6 months बैक, पता नहीं कितनी कोल्डेस्ट प्लेस में ही वाज स्विमिंग समवेयर, आई थिंक रशिया ना, ही वाज, मतलब नेक्ड, उसका पूरा मसल मास उसका इतना अच्छा है. तो उसका एज देखिए आप. तो और वो रोज लड़ते रहते हैं वर्ल्ड लेवल पे, रोज न्यूज में. अभी इसको देख लेते हैं हम, अमेरिकन प्रेसिडेंट को, कितना इनकी लाइफ में वो चलता है. तो ये सब चीजें आज क्लैरिटी, मुझे 100% क्लैरिटी हुआ कि what they are doing but which we are not doing.
Thank you. So powerful for sharing. Thank you for sharing that, Monica. Amazing. Uh, Monica, you would like to invite Rosina?
Yes, sir. Yes. Rosina, please.
Yeah, Ashish, thank you. This was like today I had decided I have to attend your session. Like so, I had made it a point that I'm there, and this was a very good revision for me. And somewhere I see myself into getting on track on Q2. That is what is happening. And yes, the way I wanted to work and get clients and everything has started like materializing. I would put up that way.
Very nice.
So the income has also started, and it's not like a minimal income, but a good amount of income
Very
that is
nice.
coming up. So very soon I'll be like now working towards getting into investments and other things. So I'm on a good track. And yes, also an achievement like I have learned a metaphor therapy, and that is helping me to convert those clients into for further sessions and other things. So it was a good
Wonderful.
decision that I took it.
God bless you, Rosina.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah,
I'm
very
waiting for
happy.
your call also.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. I'm
Thank you.
so happy that you've taken this up so well and doing so well. Thank you.
Yeah,
So thank you everybody. Thank you
thank
for
you.
participating actively,
Thank you so much.
and we will connect next Thursday, same time at 8 p.m. And for the benefit of those who came in late, from June we will shift back to Sunday mornings. So that schedule will be shared in the groups. Um, Please also share your feedback in the groups so that it
That
motivates other
that will keep
people.
me more regular now.
Yeah.
Sunday mornings.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.